think you've got a love affair with this Warnock here, and I reckon it's got something to do with that beautiful hair of his that you wish you had.
Oh man, hey, it's one thing I can talk about. There's two types of people in the world. Those are Irish and those who want to be bald. You know? So I've got both of them covered.
Ty, what about them Cats, mate? They've been unbelievable. They're going to win the premiership, aren't they?
You're kidding me, aren't you? How do I answer that? Don't even ask me that question now. Sydney every day of the week. Honestly, come on.
I mean, of course, this is what we're going to argue about first. Geelong, Sydney, your team's been good, but I don't know, mate. I don't know.
They're over the top. Cats are over the top. They're falling off that cliff. They're in their false sense of security.
They're too old.
They've won 14 in a row. They're too old. Dangerfield's past it. Come on. Look at our young kids are flying.
Very true, but you've got to admit,
They are good.
Thank you.
They're
I mean,
good.
Dangerfield, he's right in that place, isn't he? I want this before I finish. That's my main argument. Everyone's just jumped on his back this year, and they're going to win it.
Do you know what? It took me back, man. Just remember, I went back to Ireland in 2009, right, to play for my team in Ireland Kerry when I was playing here.
Yep.
The dumbest financial decision of my life, but it's an amateur game.
Yes.
But I was thinking about all I wanted to do as a kid was win an All-Ireland medal.
Yep.
Dangerfield would be thinking about this all week. He has to be, man. He's going, I have to win. As long as he's actually thinks about it and processes it, he has to process it because it's something that it's coming, mate. He's wanted to win a grand final, and I hope he doesn't go, I've got to do it all by myself.
Yeah, right. So you think that's the danger here?
That's the danger for him.
Yeah.
And look, he's smart. He's played a lot of footy, but it's his family. It's everyone around him, and it's everywhere. It's Dangerfield grand final week. That's what it is. Will he get the premiership that he deserves?
But you've got to convince me that Sydney can come down here to where Geelong reside. It's a little bit cold.
Hang on. As a Melbourne supporter, what did we do to you 2 weeks ago? Hey? Pressure, the MCG.
Told you we weren't to bring that up.
Chaotic pressure. That's what they do. They pressure better than any team in the comp. The number one pressure team in the comp. And these kids love it, man. Like they did it to Collingwood for the first 2.5 quarters.
And then they stopped.
I just parked the bus. Said, we're in the granny.
That's enough.
A win's a win. Hey, a win's a win. My sphincter was that tight for the last 10 minutes, mate.
Yes. Hey, being a Melbourne man, I did not want Collingwood there. So I was like, come on, Sydney, what are you doing? But you must admit, that Cats team this year, they've been phenomenal. But it's that forward line that you just go, how can you stop those guys? You got Tyson Stengel, 50-odd goals as a small forward. Hard to do. Wasn't anywhere last year. Has come through to become an All-Australian. No one's ever done that before. Not on a list or not even on a senior list, and then makes All-Australian next year. You've got Big Tommy Hawk, old man, but can still play. Bullock, push everyone around. I know you got some good backs there, but he's just so big. And then Jeremy Cameron, oh my God, this guy can play. He'll probably kick 6 or 7, win the Norm Smith for mine. How do you stop him? He's laughing at me.
Great points. I've taken on board. But
convince me. How do you stop that?
Don't agree with it. Look, come on. Sydney's defence has been the best defence for a long period of time. As long as I had a lot of hair back in the day. That's how good it was for a long period of time.
How long's long?
Rampy will get on Cameron. He's done it in the past. We'll do it again, and he'll shut on. He won't win an Norm Smith. I'm sorry to burst your bubble.
There's whiskey in this coffee for sure. You're drunk if you think Rampy's beating that man.
Why do you think I'm talking so fast? No. Hawkins, you said it yourself. He's an old man. You said it, not me. I think McCann, and then you got Chad Warner, man, losing his life coming through the middle of the MCG. Hickey's been a big get for Sydney over the past couple of years. He's rock, and you got Parker, Robertson will go to Dangerfield, put him to sleep. Then you've got.
I think you've got a love affair with this Warnock here, and I reckon it's got something to do with that beautiful hair of his that you wish you had.
Oh man, it's one thing I can talk about. There's two types of people in the world. Those are Irish and those who want to be bald. So I've got both of them covered. So I'm a lucky man.
I love it.
But he is tough as nails.
Yes, he is.
And his hair is horrendous, but he'll win a Brownlow.
Yeah,
he will win. The
I agree with that.
He's straight, he's tough, but big
He
day.
could win the norm. He
Yeah,
could
he
win the
could
norm.
win the norm. Like his ability, man, like that to break out of a stoppage, it stands out. You know,
Yeah.
it stands out. He's got the Judd-like fend and,
Yes.
and speed to break through. You know, if he makes half as much as money as Juddy, he's gone all right.
Yeah, exactly right. Now, I was driving here thinking I've got this argument won. Geelong have been the behemoth league, but I reckon you've changed my mind because they are a plucky team, Sydney, and they've done it in the past. They've come in as underdogs and they just keep going. And Papley, guys that'll just bob up and give them inspiration. I reckon you've won that argument, mate.
Good.
Well done.
Nice. Yes,
Well, cheers.
That didn't take long.
All right, the other medal on the day, other than the Premiership medallion, which I know you've got one because I remember the Irish jig, and justly so, mate. It was awesome. Is the Norm Smith medal?
Yep.
Who wins it for your?
Oof. Well, I've got a Sydney player, obviously.
Of course.
It's a midfielder, maybe. I was thinking Warner before I came because of his ability to go through stoppage and stands out, but I'm going to go with a half-back, you know. My preferred position, I wouldn't be biased whatsoever.
Mate.
Yeah. Nick Blakey, Johannesson won one in 16 against Sydney.
Now I know you're drunk.
Was he a half-back or forward that day? I don't know. He was in the wing, probably Johannesson.
See, it's bad enough forwards don't win it. A back, come on.
Mate, he is my favourite player, Nick Blakey.
Right.
He is tough.
He's good.
He meters gain and his decision making.
Yeah.
And he's got so much spunk, man.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
he'll go up to Hawkins and he'll have his chest out and Hawkins flatten him. But I think he'll get a lot of the ball and he'll have the ability to bounce out and he'll stand out. So I'm going to go.
I was thinking you're going to go Warner. I mean, he's been great.
I've talked
this
myself
year.
out of it, haven't I?
You have. But anyway,
that's
all
an
right.
argument you're starting to
I got you out of that. I got you out of that because he's got hair and you don't, and now you're like, now you hate him.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm going to go for a forward. Amazingly, I'm going to go for Jeremy Cameron. I've talked about him a lot. I've salivated over him this year. He has really, at times, when Geelong have looked a little bit lost in games, grabbed them and said, okay, this is the way we're going, boys. That game down in Tasmania where I think he kicked 6 or 7. Unbelievable, smooth mover. And I just think, yes, he's going to be up against those Sydney's backs. They are fantastic. And I know the McCartan boys are a great story this year. But Jeremy Cameron is a multifaceted player. He can get it on the ground. He can give. He can kick him himself. Yeah, absolutely. So and mark the ball well. On the lead.
I'm
Who stops him?
Rampy's going to be all over him. Rampy
Stick
has
with
battered
Rampy.
him. He has battered him. He won't let him turn around. He loves turning. Take you up, turn around, and Rampy's as good as anyone at stopping you running and jumping also in the 1v1. So look.
Who won the Normie in your day when you guys got up?
Embley and Judd, so 2 West Coast players.
Handy players.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
They're okay.
Honestly, I don't care. I got the
You should have got it. Well, after you did that little jig, they should have said, hang on, the Norm Smith, we're going to take it back. Big game, big moment. This is where guys become immortal. And there was a guy that played for you in your area of the ground, the back line, that became immortal with that final mark, Leo Barry. Can we see something like this from a Sydney player on the weekend?
Yes, I'd love to, man. It's those special moments. Yeah, everyone, you think of grand final moments. There's numerous of them, but even to be part of it, you know, that moment itself, I kind of remember it a bit. You know, a lot of it's through the vision and what you've seen in the past since. But I remember kicking the ball out to Leo, and he obviously kicked it on line, gets turned over. I played on Ashley Sampy.
Yeah.
Okay, and Sam's had one mark of the year in the morning. Remember back then, grand final
Melbourne.
used to start at 9 a.m. and all to 6?
Yes.
You're in your hotel room watching the coverage and they're handing out goal of the year, mark of the year. Yeah. Sampy's taking it. I remember kicking it and I've seen the balls coming. I saw Sampy and I'm like, this bloke is not getting off the ground. And I just ran and launched.
That's why you did that to me.
And launching at him. You're too big for me, Robert.
But that's what I just reckon.
But special moments.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's why I reckon Jeremy Cameron, for me. Yeah. Special moments, he's going to get...
Danger could too. Danger could on a losing team.
In a losing team, they don't often give away. Ablett won one in a losing team. As probably the last 4 that won one. Well, that's why I'm going Jeremy Cameron.
Well, there's only one Swans player who's ever won an Norm Smith.
Who?
Ryan O'Keefe in 12.
He did too.
That's it. No one else in Sydney Swans ever won one. So
well, there you go.
That's tough to win as a Sydney. So it won't be a Sydney player.
That's why a Geelong player is going to win it.
There you go. Okay, I'll give you that one.
Based on that
I'll give you that one.
All right, so I've got a really good argument for you to finish off with. Who's the greatest Irish player ever? And there's rules to this. No one present can be a part of it. So I've got to start this one because I played with the great man, Jimmy Steins, the greatest Irish player of all time, the part of the first Irish experiment. There may have been other experiments in the past, But Jimmy comes across after Sean White comes across, follows him over, and wins a Brownlow medal. I reckon I've got it. Go, give me one.
This is hard, man.
You know them all though, personally.
I know. Well, Jimmy is special. Like Jimmy, what he did, and the trailblazer for all of us. You know, there's been nearly 60 players from Ireland that's come
That's
out
why I
and
jumped
played,
in early with
you know?
Jimmy.
But
I'm smart.
Zach too, he's playing his 250th game.
Yes.
Jimmy didn't win a premiership. Zach plays 250, plays more games than Jimmy, and wins a premiership. You know, his ability to
He's good, but he's not a tattoo on Jimmy's butt, I'm afraid.
I can't argue with this because it's Jimmy for me too.
Hey, there's a statue of Jimmy outside the MCG.
Have you not seen my statue? You know?
Oh, yeah, they should have one for you.
That's right. Maybe after the show,
outside
we might
the
get one,
SCG.
I'm back home in Ireland, in the hills of Kerry. It'd be beautiful.
But can we talk about Jimmy for a second?
Man, serious.
And we can wax lyrical for a long, long time. Back in Ireland, what's the emotion around Jimmy?
Like, he's incredible, man. And in Ireland, he's as big a hero, maybe as I am. But, you know,
Well, this is okay, I'm going to make it a little easier for you because it's an argument that I've easily won with Jimmy Steins. The second greatest player in my mind, because I'm a Jimmy man, is Tadhg Kennelly. You can argue, how are you better than Jim Steins? Come on now.
No.
You won a premiership.
The premiership stands. That's why I hope.
2 premierships.
That's another reason I hope Sydney win. Because there's 2 Irish blokes with Geelong, Mark and Zach. I'm the only one with a medal from Ireland, so there's another reason for Sydney to win it.
Come on, Sydney. I want to be the only. Yeah, no, I love that. But Jimmy, I remember.
Look, I'll give you that. Jimmy's the.
Thank you.
Jimmy's the beauty.
Thank
so,
you.
Look, it's hard to argue, Jimmy. Look,
100%.
No, I did change the game as far as running, attacking, half-back. So look,
he didn't change the game. You did. That's a fair argument. My memories of playing Sydney and playing on you was always just seeing the back of you running away from me. It's trying to chase you and grab you. Nah.
I hated running.
Yeah, right.
Hated it. I hated running, but I love footy.
Didn't show. And speaking of running, Jimmy Steins, one of the greatest runners ever. I think he came over as this big, tall ruckman, the tallest player Melbourne had ever had to that point, and beat everyone in all the time trials. How the hell does that happen? Used to run up mountains in Ireland as his pre-season training in the wintry sleet over there.
But you talk about changing the game. Honestly, clearly a ruckman that, you know, back in that day was tough, big, strong men that didn't move too far. He comes over, had the height and the ability to move and run, changed that ruckman role, didn't he, forever?
So I knew Jimmy a little bit differently. When he was at training, he was Captain Grumpy. No one really liked Jimmy at training. As soon as he was off the track, best guy in the world. And again, we couldn't understand a word he said. I didn't have to play in his area much, but I do remember he's supposed to tap the ball. This is a great story. Todd Viney tells this story all the time. Todd Viney would say to him, "Where are you going to tap it, Jimmy?" And Jimmy would say, "Oh, tap it to the 9, you know, in his accent. I'm not even going to try because I'm around an Irish guy." So clock, you know, we got the 3, we got the 6, we got the 9. So he would tap it I'm going to tap it to the 9, make sure you're there, Todd. So he'd go up for the ruck, but then he'd spin around and tap to the 9 there and then go off with Todd Viney. Boy, what are you there? He's like, Jimmy. You can't argue with him.
No,
he was too big.
Pretty intense, the big fella on the band. I heard that. But
I'm going to call this a draw.
Icon.
Just like your name, I'm going to call it a tie. because you did change the game. Jimmy was an absolute superstar off the field. We revere him. I'm a Melbourne man, but you're both great players.
Thank you, Rob. I'll take that.
Take it, mate. Go Geelong.